Ring of Honor's Festival of Honor featuring Supercard of Honor 12 is Saturday, April 7th at UNO Lakefront Arena in New Orleans. Got Cody versus Kenny, a lot of title matches, Women of Honor inaugural tournament finals for their title. That's going to be up for grabs. So much in that one. But I'm looking forward to this one. A rematch for the Ring of Honor World TV title in a last man standing match with champion Kenny King. And this is a last man standing match, so you have to have the last real man, Silas Young. You got to have an advantage in a last man standing match. So how about it, Silas?
How about it? You know, it's funny you say that. Last man standing match, you know, I like to think it's more of a last real man standing match. And if you look at the record books, I've had a few last man standing matches in Ring of Honor, and in every single last man standing match I've been in, I've been victorious.
That is awesome. And that day is going to be so much fun because Ringside Live, it's going to be a fan interactive event with Q&A panels, meet and greets. It's going to be a whole day thing there that they're going to have. And in there, they're also going to have a special Best Friends Challenge game show. And you've got yourself with your boy, the Beer City Bruiser. So what do you think about that game show challenge?
You know, I'm a little conflicted, to be quite honest with you, because I just think the idea of grown men referring to themselves as my best friend is something that 12-year-old girls do. So it's a little ridiculous. But you know, the fact is, myself and Bruiser, we spend a lot of time on the road together. We spend a lot of time at bars together, and there's really probably not two guys that know each other better than myself and Bruiser know each other. So I think that's going to be a lock for us.
Yeah, and I think, too, then after the big celebration, you guys, you're a Wisconsin guy. You guys got to have some old Milwaukee beer to celebrate.
Yeah, we go out and we have some beers. Bruiser likes to have some beers. I like to drink my whiskey, but we always have a good time.
All right, hey, Silas, now, being that you're a guy from Wisconsin, are you a big Packers fan?
Absolutely.
All right, Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh man, going with the latest. That's good. You know what? You can't go wrong with either.
Yeah, no, I mean, I always say this, you know, Packer fans can sometimes be finicky and a little fair weather, but, you know, what other team in history can you think about that had two marquee, you know, arguably best quarterbacks of all time back-to-back like that? That's unheard of, you know. So people better enjoy Aaron Rodgers while they can, because chances of getting another quarterback like that here, you know, is pretty slim.
And if you want to go old school, when the Packers were really good too, back in the old day, they had their legendary quarterback back then as well. They've had some good quarterbacks come through the ranks in the history of Packer history.
Yeah, they have. But it was, you know, before Brett Favre, there was definitely some real stinkers.
All right, so Silas, did you play sports growing up?
A little bit I did. I mean, just not really anything super active. I played a little bit and growing up as a kid and in middle school and a little bit in high school, but not much as I got older through high school, just the beginning years. But I played football, basketball, baseball. Did some gymnastics when I was real young.
Whoa, gymnastics too. What was that like for you doing that sport?
That was good. I did that from about 8 to about maybe 13. It was good. I think it really helped build a base for what I'm able to do in the ring.
What were you going to do after high school, looking at life? Because it was a few years, tell me if I'm wrong, it was a few years after high school. You'd still had some time in between before you decided to become a pro wrestler?
Yeah, I had no plans, honestly. I had no plans. I kind of fell into wrestling a little bit. I had a buddy who did it out of high school, and I went and watched his first match, and I decided that's when I was going to do it.
When you were getting started then, where did you get your start? And what was it like when you first got in there? Were you a wrestling fan growing up?
Yeah, I was absolutely a fan growing up. I had 5 older brothers. They were all huge wrestling fans themselves. So it was kind of, you know, ingrained in me at a really young age. I got my start up as Green Bay, Appleton area. Started out with a guy named Chris Bassett, and I did a little bit of training with him, and then I kind of finished up my training with 2 guys named Mike Mercury and Angel Armani.
Was it through your friend that you went to go see the wrestling that you got your start with Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I got my start. And then I got hurt shortly afterwards, and I just realized the training there wasn't the best training options.
What was it like? Your brothers must have been really excited for you, but what was it like with mom, dad, your family when you say, okay, listen, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to try?
My mom was all right with it. My dad thought it was a little crazy, but they're pretty supportive of it, I suppose.
When you were training and getting your start and you're getting going in this, how do you go from doing that in indies to get a break with WWE and then got some time in Ohio Valley Wrestling? They're developmental at the time.
Yeah, you know what? That never even really happened. I had done a week tryout. I got offered a job, and then in the process of being hired, they closed down the developmental deal with OVW, so then that never even really materialized. So it was like I got offered the job. I was down there for a week for a tryout, but nothing ever really came of it after that.
When that happens to you, just how do you refocus or how do you regroup? What happens there to continue your journey?
Honestly, it was a big kick in the balls, to be 100% honest with you. It was hard. I was kind of down for a while, but, eventually you just got to realize you can either sit there and feel sorry for yourself and nothing will happen, or you can try and make things happen. That's what I did. Went out there and kept making things happen.
Well, you made things happen in a big way, because then all of a sudden you get a break and something happens and you're in Ring of Honor. So how did that transformation go for you?
At the time I was working for AAW a lot, and I had been doing a feud with Michael Elgin, and he had kept asking me every couple months, like, hey, you ever talk to Ring of Honor? You ever talk to Ring of Honor? And I had done some stuff for him, and then I had told him, I was working for Evolve at the time doing some stuff, and they were kind of had this policy that if you worked for one, you couldn't work for the other. And then I had a little bit of a falling out with Gabe Sapolsky, and I had ran into Elgin maybe a week later and told him that I wasn't working for Evolve anymore, that I'd be interested in trying to do something with Ring of Honor. And then I got an email like a week later that Ring of Honor was going to be in the Milwaukee area, and that if I was interested, they'd have a spot for me. So I did that show, and I actually got to work Elgin on the show. And there's maybe a lot of bad publicity around Michael Elgin right now, but he's very excellent at what he does in the ring, and we had a real good match. And from there, grew more opportunities for myself.
That's interesting with you too, because Ring of Honor, which is where you are now, and you've been really making a niche for yourself, really succeeding at the Ring of Honor level. You mentioned Gabe. Are things cool with you and Gabe right now, or still just, or does time heal all wounds?
I don't know. I really probably haven't spoken to him since that time. It's a long time. There's no ill will towards me. I assume he's got, a lot of things on his mind and better things to worry about. But, I have no idea. I have no idea if there's still any hard feelings there or not, to be honest with you.
Well, Silas, the thing is, too, you were Ring of Honor, and then help me with this part of the story, the journey for you. From 2009 to 2012, you were between stints. You weren't with Ring of Honor anymore, and I was wondering what was going on for you there, because then you did return to Ring of Honor.
Right. So, during that time, I was just doing some indie stuff. I was doing some stuff for Evolve, and I think it might have been Dragon Gate USA then. I was doing some stuff for them here and there, but that was about it. I was just trying to keep working and seeing what would happen.
And then, this thing has really exploded for you in Ring of Honor again. So what was it like? Have you been putting yourself out there with Ring of Honor? How's it been for you and the talent you've been working and all these big matches, like with Kenny King coming up at the Supercard of Honor 12?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. It's definitely, since getting my start back there, I guess I'd say maybe 2012, 2013, things have just continually grown. They've continually grown. I've got more opportunities, and I feel like all the opportunities I've been given, I've definitely succeeded with. And that's the thing about the wrestling business. You're given opportunities, and you either take those opportunities and you run with them, or you drop the ball, and then those opportunities don't come around anymore. So I feel like as long as I keep delivering on my end, I'll keep having the opportunities coming my way.
That's the thing, Silas. You got the opportunities, but for you, was it just getting with the right person supporting you, or was it you doing something different to be able to get that opportunity?
You know what? Wrestling is one of those weird things. You hear guys talk a lot about deserve. This guy deserves this. This guy deserves that. This isn't like any other sport. This isn't football where if you run a 40-yard dash in a really fast time and you can jump a certain height, pushing the last real man character a lot more. And there was another guy there at the time by the name of Charlie Haas who was doing something kind of similar like that, about like it was like he was doing these taping these promos about being pissed off Charlie Haas, and then something happened and Charlie wasn't with the company anymore, but I was there at that time, and they decided that, hey, Silas and Charlie were kind of doing something different. We can kind of just slide Silas into the spot that Charlie had. So, even for me, even though I had someone, put their name out there for me and give me these opportunities, and I was succeeding with those opportunities,